What's good, everybody? Let's get into this.
That's what's on my doors now, guys. Walk in the door. Hand sanitizer. Shop smells nice and clean right now. We just desanitized it last week, so nobody's been in here, so I think it looks really good in here.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to our channel, guys. Hey guys, I kind of want to, a lot of you guys, some of you guys are already back to work, which is awesome. Here in California, we don't have an effective date. I asked my city councilman. My city councilman says that we can go back on May 15th, as of May 15th. So we got about 10 more days to go. It's not bad. We're just handling it, guys. Handling it. Kind of what this video about today is, I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the follow-up on some of the things that we've been doing about as far as our PPP loans and our EIDL and our PUA. I want to make sure that some of you guys that didn't qualify for the PPP loan and for the disaster advance, you guys should at least file for the PUA, which was a pandemic unemployment and assistance. That's paying, guys. So you guys should get on that. If you guys haven't, it's not too late. It's gonna retro paid, so it pays you back to when you first got off work. Enough of that one, okay? The PPP loan. This is what I really want to talk to you guys about. Now that you got the PPP loan, most of you guys that went through the steps and did what you had to do, you're now getting the funds, guys. So that's what we want to talk about today is, what are you going to do with the funds now that you have it? In order for the loan to be forgiven, guys, all right, whatever the amount you got, say you got $10,000, okay? If you got $10,000, then 75% of it has to go towards your payroll. The other 25% goes towards your rent, utilities, and things that belong to the business, okay? But 75% of it has to go to your payroll. So now that you got your PPP loan, you have to make sure the thing about your PPP loan, guys, is you have 2 months, 60 days to spend it, all right? 75% of it has to go towards your payroll. So, like most of us, if you're watching this video, you're more than likely you're self-employed and or sole proprietor, and you applied for the PPP loan and got it. All right. So I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna explain it to you guys the way I got it explained to me, and the way I've heard. I've done some research on it. Is so. If you got $10,000, 75% of it is payroll. So if you're self-employed, then that payroll is your $7,500. That's your payroll. So what you need to do is you need to disperse that money to yourself. In other words, you need to pay yourself like you're, so you can prove. Because at the end, what's going to happen at the end when you go back to the bank's going to want you to prove to them how you paid yourself. So the best way to do that is make yourself if you have a business account like I do, you have business checks. Write yourself a business check, pay yourself for that month. For 1 month and 2 months, you have to pay yourself on the day that you got the money. So if you got the money on the 15th of April, then you got to pay yourself from the 15th of April to May 15th, and May 15th to June 15th. You're gonna pay yourself 2 different checks for 1 month each, and that's how you keep yourself so it can be forgiven. All right, you have to pay yourself. So in other words, you have to disperse that money to yourself. Once you get it in your own account, you can do whatever you want. Now, I did my research, and there was a couple of videos I found out there of different CPAs that are saying you don't even have to do that. Long as you put yourself that you're the only payroll, because when you do your payroll protection program, when you first sign up, you're gonna have to tell them what your payroll is. Since we don't have a payroll, the number that we use was line 31 from our Schedule C. That number, whatever that number is, line 31 on your Schedule C, you divide that number by 12, and that's your payroll for the month. In order to qualify for a loan, you took that number times 2.5, and that was the amount of your loan that you qualified for. And that's the amount of loan you're gonna get. Now, whatever that number is that you got, you have to take 75% and pay yourself. Because if you don't pay yourself and just start spending it, you're not gonna be able to prove that you paid yourself. Now, I heard that you don't have to do that, but then I heard you do have to do it. So if I was you guys, I'd be careful and just pay yourself. That's the best way to do it. So once you pay yourself, you can use that money, put that in your personal account and use it for whatever you need. The other 25%, you have to prove that you're using it for either your mortgage interest, and that's not your home mortgage, it's mortgage if you own your building, or your rent, like I have rent here, and utilities. So like what I got, the amount that I got was mostly for about 2,000 of it is gonna go for rent. So right off the bat, that's the first thing I did this week is paid my rent, paid my complete amount. That way I could prove when the forgiveness part of this comes up, because after 60 days, your bank's gonna contact you and they're gonna ask you how you dispersed the money, how you spent it, in order for it to be forgiven. Because if not, if it can't be forgiven, then it's a 1% loan for 2 years, and you're gonna have a payment, you know. And the payments don't start till 6 months after. So be careful with that. Just like the way I'm gonna do myself is I'm gonna pay myself in 2 checks. I'm gonna just write myself a check and deposit it into my personal account. The money will go from my business to my personal, and then that way I can prove that check will be there, that I used it for payroll to pay myself, because I'm technically the only person on my account, because I am self-employed. When you're self-employed, you technically don't have employees, guys. You have contractors. Your contractors, they could have done this themselves. If you're an independent contractor, a lot of independent contractors are filing for the PUA. Automatically PUA, but a lot of independent contractors are filing for the PPP, guys, and getting it because they have business accounts. In order to get a PPP loan, basically you have to have a business. You have to have a business checking account first of all, and like my bank required a business some kind of business credit, which I have a business credit card with them, so that automatically qualified me. That and the fact that all my banking is done through them, and they can prove everything that I say. You know what I mean? So I hate saying that. You know what I mean? But guys, I hope you guys were on this. I hope this helped you guys a little bit so you guys understand about your PPP loan. That money has to be spent within 60 days in order for you to prove that you used it for what you said you used it. And be careful, because if you use it for other things, guys, and you don't prove it, they say it could be criminal. And by criminal, I guess they could get you, they could cite you or whatever for not using the money for what it's supposed to be used for. It's supposed to be used to maintain employees, but since we don't have employees, we have contractors, it's for yourself. Because you couldn't put down all what your contractors made. That's separate. That has nothing to do. You couldn't put your 1099s on there. The only thing you put down was what you made. Number line 31 from Schedule C. If you don't file a Schedule C, then you probably don't qualify for the PPP loan. Simple as that, guys. For you guys that are out there, guys, and are watching this and wondering why you didn't file for these loans and didn't try or thought it wasn't real, I don't know what to tell you guys. You guys got to do your due vigilance. You got to do your homework and stay on it. From the very first day that I was let off, every program that came up, I signed up for it, guys. I signed up for every single one. I just sat back and waited for them to start paying, and they have. The PUA is paying pretty good, guys. If you guys didn't file for PUA, make sure you guys look into it. I got my debit card yesterday, and I got paid for the last 6 weeks of being at home. It was a pretty good chunk too. So if I was you guys, I'd look into that. Don't sit back and do nothing and expect to get something out of it, because it's not going to work that way. The stimulus, I haven't even got my stimulus. I'm lucky I hadn't having to really rely on it. I checked on it. They said that it's coming, and I still haven't gotten it. My income tax, I haven't got my income tax either. So it's just, everything's in a limbo. But you know what, guys? We're surviving. We're okay. The shop's still here. Everything looks we're ready to go, guys. We're ready to rock and roll. I don't know about you guys, but as soon as my state says we're ready to go, we're ready to go. I'm tired of sitting at home. You know, and at first, yeah, I was more of a fearful believer. But guys, you know, we all got to get out there. If we cover our faces, do our part, you know, and you know, do this social distancing, work like that, I think we'll be okay. We'll be okay. And believe me, the virus is real, guys. The virus is real. The virus next door, 2 houses over from my house, the whole house has it. You know what I mean? So believe me, guys, I know it's real. It's here in our city. So, but if we practice sanitation, cover our faces, you know, and I have a shop full of people, I think we can get by, and I think we can live with this, you know. In due time, there's going to be vaccines, and there's going to be different things that we won't have to worry about it no more. But we have to get through this. But at the same time, I believe that our economy needs to reopen, because there's a lot of people that are hurting out there, and staying at home is no good for anybody. I don't know about you guys, but it ain't making me no money staying at home. We need to get back to work, so we get back to cutting hair, getting back to servicing our clients. But of course, you know, the barber business has changed, guys. It's going to change from now on. It's not going to be, you know, the way it was for a while. Maybe, hopefully, in time it will. But for now, it's going to be a lot more, it's going to be different. It's going to be definitely different, guys. But with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys watching my video. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, guys. I'm Big Al. I'm here to help you guys in any way that I can. If you guys have questions, leave me questions below. Pretty soon we'll be opening back up, and we'll be back in business, guys. I appreciate every single one of you guys again, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Grind on.